All right, guys, I am done dropping track. And like I said, there's still a lot to be done before I drop the scenery. I got to do a track test with all the rail cars in and out of the yards, do a track test uh, back on the service wall. So let's explain what's going on with this layout. So it's quite a bit to do. So let's start out with the black rock on the back wall. There is only one way in and one way out, and that is that crossover right there. There is a certain way you have to do the switching over back there. So as you can see, it goes all the way down. And then there's the black rock cars for the box cars at that door. Those two doors over there. And then it goes over here to HTJ Technologies, which is going to be a furniture supplier where they produce out furniture. It will get the wood chip hoppers. It will get box cars. This is not part of HTJ. This is Dilly Logistics, and there are going to be box cars. I got to figure out the box cars that's going to be going in there, which will probably be the Friscos and this Southern Pacific car. And that's pretty much it. That's the only three cars that's going to be going in there. The two Friscos and the Southern Pacific car. And then it will get excuse me, I'm sorry. It will get the wood chip cars, and then the all side doors, and it will not get the bulkhead flat cars. And there's a reason why for that, and I'll show y'all in a minute. So over here, let me continue down this line. So it deads in at HTJ Technologies, and then there's another line that comes off the end down there. There's a switch, and it's only one way in and one way out. And it goes all the way down. And it goes into HTJ Technologies. Here's Hardwick Feeds. And what's going to happen here is you're going to be doing switching down there on the end. You're going to drag all the cars out, and you're going to cherry pick the cars from the switch list that needs to go back in, plus the cars that you are going to be spotting as well. So it's a lot to do from Dilly Logistics and Hardwick Feeds. That's just one entity there. And you got BlackRock and HTJ Technologies on this end. So you got quite a bit to do there. Time of switching between, if you know what you're doing, between 25-30 minutes tops. If you know what you're doing, if you know how to do it. And I will guarantee you, I will not let y'all see that, because there's going to be certain guys that want to be coming over here and running the layout and playing on the layout, and I'm not going to show them how to do it. They're going to have to figure it out. Just like a certain freak that has his service switching operation where you have to actually figure it out. So that's all one section here. That's all that's on that back wall. When we go into the closet, now we're still out on the main. That's all on M1. M2 will only have the CTI processing, TXI processing, which is going to go over here, and all of it's in the living room on the shelf. And it's just like it's before, where HTJ used to be. There's a switch. It's going to come in and go in there. There is no switches other than that switch in here. I tried to eliminate switches inside the closet branch. And then here, there is 3 tracks that I was able to get through there. Trust me. I didn't know it could do it, and it did it. So there's 3 tracks. And this is the other entity. This is a separate entity all in itself. Let's start up here. We're going to come off the yard. And it comes down. And it comes around. And then there's yard track number 1, yard track number 2, and yard track number 3. 3, 2, 1. But on this switch, this is a whole juncture, pretty much a juncture for this main line. It takes you all the way down to here. There's a switch which will take you into my engine facility. I finally got it on here, JD, so yay. And then on this switch, it ties into Jack transfer, which is a resin transfer from hopper to the tandem trailers. So it's the same thing that I had in here last time. I had a tandem trailers, so it just transport with the tandem trailers. And that's pretty much it. It's a logistic transfer. So that's one track. That's track going into this track right here off this switch goes to Jack transfer. The next switch goes into the closet where you see the wood cars, all-door cars, and the bulkheads. They go here where this lumber supply is going to be. And that's why I got the forklifts from Steve so that I can offload those rail cars. And I will have a platform somewhere down here on the dead end for those cars to be offloaded here on the platform. All right, so that's all one entity here. It's all separated. This service line is separated from the main train. From the main, it has its own lead, and so that's that. All right. This is one. We only covered one side of the layout. We ain't even get to the other side, so we're gonna go there now. All right. So the rail crew would do the switching somewhere up here in the yard to pull the cars to go to Harwood Feeds, the lumber mill, the lumber, excuse me, the lumber facility, and Jack transfer. I haven't found a name for the lumber area. So all of this is part of one switching job. All this side is one switching job. The next switching job, it keeps getting better. And it's a work. Is Chalabi Chemicals. Now, down there's a switch that goes into a siding or a storage track for Chalabi. And it goes all the way up here, and it continues as a yard lead pretty much all the way right there where you see that top switch where it goes into the yard on one side and it comes here. Let's explain this, because it will confuse you, because it confused me, and I put it together. Sorry guys, I'm moving around a lot. My glue gun just fell out of my hand, fell off the stool, so I'm trying to put it back on there. Sorry. All right, so bear with me guys. Okay, so here we have the switch that goes into Chalabi off the siding or the storage track and the yard lead. All right, we have 1, to three lines that goes into Chalabi. And there is a crossover down there. So this is an open track here. This is a storage track. And here's you have your other track. But let's go down here so we can explain it a little bit more in detail. The two tracks go in on the wall, go into Chalabi Chemicals, the RPA, the resin production area. And then these are the the salt cars for unloading, which would be part of TXI processing, which is on the other side in there, in the closet. So they have their own track. So we've got the coppers on 1 and 2, the UP cars, which is the salt cars, on track 3, and then on track 4, the Mariani, which we have the tankers, the liquid resin, which is in the white tank cars, the DPRX, and in the black tank cars, we have the foam resin, the foam liquid resin, which is in the PPRX. So it gets 2 types of tank cars. Chemical plant gets 3 types of resin. It gets the pellet resin, which is in the very white GEO-CX cars and some of the LCX cars. That's for the pellet resin. The Y-spec resin goes in the PLCX cars, and the XOMX get the prime resin. So it has 3 types of resin going in. And so here is where we do the switching to go in and out of that yard. We store those empty cars here because it's a loading facility. We store the empty cars on track 1. Track 2, we can clear out the loaded cars into track 2. And track 3, we can do the same thing with the loaded cars here. And then shove the empty cars down here in the clear. So empties, loaded hoppers, empty hoppers, loaded tank cars for outbound. And track 1, or the storage track lead, or the siding, it brings in either all the empties, and we store them out there as well. So we had a mixture of empties and loadeds out here on track 1. And then we'll just do the switching from track 1 to put them in track 2. And we'll keep the empties out there on track 1. So we don't load this up heavily with a lot of tank cars, and then we don't have the track space to switch out Chalabi. Excuse me. So y'all see me do this. Y'all see this sooner or later when I do switching sometime in a few days. Next switch, which is separate from all of them. Once again, this is the M2. This is the siding or the yard lead, and then here's the lumber track or piney woods, and this goes into a switch, and it has 2 tracks that goes all the way down. The wood chips and the bulkheads, it doesn't matter. The all doors, either one can be loaded. But here is the kicker. We're not supposed to have any cars up here in this area. And the reason why is because we have to have the track room to go to the backside, to go to Curtis Food Processing, which I named Dr. Calvin Curtis, which this is all his facility. And then there's the rest of the refinery chemical plant where the tank cars are unloaded and supply the chemical plant. We got it way back away from the plant, so it's piped all the way to the plant over there. And that's normally how most of them do it. They want to separate the loading area from the actual plant area. So yeah, so this gets the hopper and box cars, the grain cars, boxcar grain car, boxcar grain car. This is all Calvin's food processing. And then Navco oil will be right there. Well, that's the part of the chemical plant. Navco oil. Now I said it was going to go into the closet. I think it's not going to go into the closet. I got to figure out where to put it. But I do still have that table, and I might do something with that table. I just don't know where it's going to go. And I'm coming up with ideas as I look around. So it might go in this corner right here. This L shape might be where Navco oil will breathe, but that wouldn't make any sense to have both of them in the same area. So we might do some moving around of buildings in order for this to work. So yeah. So that's pretty much it. And like I said, it has a single line, one line, and it takes it all the way down. So the same process, they drag everything out, or they can switch. If they have the room to switch out what they need, they can do that. Like I said, you got to have the skills to switch out a loaded track. Make room when you don't have room. So y'all see that sooner or later. And so that's pretty much it, guys. All in a nutshell. Took some time, but like I said, guys, it's this switching operation is going to test your skills. It looks easy. It really do look easy, but trust me when I say it's not. Especially when you're trying to do that job over there on that wall, and then you got to do this job on that wall. And then this facility down here, it might be a little bit easy, but I don't know. Total estimated time of service switching on the whole entire layout, 3.5, 4 hours. That's what you're looking at. That's a lot of time. A lot of time. All right, I got to get ready for work. In the meantime, I will try to go live so y'all can see what I'm talking about live in detail. This is just a quick, it's not a short video because it's already almost at 20 minutes. So go back, look at the video, tell me what you think. Is it up to the Jack service switching code of excellence switching? It's not where I want it to be. To be honest, it's something missing. I don't know what it is. There's something missing, and it's irking my nerve. Do I like it? I like it, but it's missing something. And as you can see, I went back to work the other day and was able to get some wood to build some shelves in here. So I'm trying to shelf everything so that everything will look nice and neat and organized in here. Yeah, it's taking some time, guys. It's taking some time. All right, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Sorry about the shakiness. Next update sometime this week, I'll try to do better. There's still a lot of work I need to do before I drop this scenery because I got to check this track. I got to do a sample test because I haven't done anything besides run trains on the main. especially on the main. That's all I've been doing. I did try to do a switching test over there. There were minor issues, and I got to work those out before I do anything. Before I go any further, it's a lot of work to do, guys. I just can't just up and just drop scenery just because I want it to be right. I don't want to come back and pull up scenery to fix a spot when get it all done right the first time and then drop the scenery. So, yep, we're about to be done. But thank y'all for watching. I hope y'all find some ideas in this whole shindig. And oh, one more thing. I now am putting out a challenge for everyone who's wanting to involve themselves of a lumber train. So basically, the reason why I got these wood chip cars were back when I was little. There used to be the lumber train that used to come through Longview, and it would always sit in track 4 or track 1, or track 3. And they would switch crew, do a crew switch, pull the engines, fuel them up, take the day off, and then the next day they will head back out. Well, they got rid of that wood crew back in the late 80s, mid 80s, late 80s, and most of these wood chip cars was either sent to CSX or other affiliates. So if you see a CSX wood chip car, it's more likely an old Mopac wood chip car that they painted, because these cars are rare, and I got 10 of them now. Kind of found out one of them the one that I had the same road number as the other one, but I don't care. I'm putting it together and they're going to stay on this layout. So I have a challenge for a lumber train. Don't matter what it is, wood chip cars, bulkhead flat cars with wood loads on them, all-door cars, gondolas with wood in it. It doesn't matter. There is my challenge for everybody for a lumber train. So I hope to see some of them before sometime tonight. So if you haven't done a challenge in a while, and we really haven't done a challenge, that is my official challenge for the summer, the lumber train challenge. So until then, guys, gotta take care, be safe, and hopefully I can get this all up and running to par for everybody to enjoy in the live feed. So until then, thank you very much for watching this update, and I'll see y'all later, guys. Bye.